I've seen him in person, Coach. He's fiery. I remember watching him play. He is fiery. Let's welcome Coach Jerry Stackhouse, head coach of Vanderbilt. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon for you. I live in Nashville. I'm in L.A. right now, so it's still kind of morning here. I like Central Time better. I'll be honest with you.
Good morning to you guys and on the west side.
Yeah. Coach, let me ask you about right now in Vanderbilt's position here. Like, you're a bubble team. How you feeling about the team right now?
Oh, man, we're feeling great. Obviously, lost a piece, last game in Kentucky, but again, we're still ready to somebody else to step up, man. It's an exciting time of the year for everybody, finishing up the regular season, getting ready for our conference tournament, and everybody hoping we could get an NCAA tournament bid, man. We were in the NIT last year, which was a lot of fun, but it would definitely be fun to be a part of the field this year.
I came to the game when you guys put it to Arkansas. How good did that one feel?
That was a good game, man. We didn't have a great first half and probably had our best offensive output of the season in that second half against those guys. Our guys were a little motivated, got a little chippy there at the end of the first half, and they really responded in that second half. So that was fun to be a part of.
Got a little chippy for sure. I'm an Arkansas guy, but still, I was like, dang, Vanderbilt came to play. I love chippy. That means it matters, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can get you going sometimes. I mean, guys was chirping a little bit, but at the same time, you got to focus in and lock in and play. You can't let it get you out of your game. Not a lot of guys, there's some guys that can play with a little bit of chatter, and then there's some that can get off of their game with chatter. So it's just recognize what works best for you to be productive. That's all I care about. Be productive.
On right now, Coach Jerry Stackhouse. We're on TV right now. We're going to flip over to radio in about 3 seconds. Here we go. All right, on with us right now, Coach Jerry Stackhouse. Coach, let me ask you, how long does it take to come down from a huge win like you had the other night against Kentucky? Last-second shot, big win, and, big ending to the game. How long can you remain on that high?
Well, I mean, obviously it was a big win for us. We hadn't, I think, probably 3 times in our program history that we've actually gone to rump and win. And but again, we've been having some really good games with them since our time been here, both on the road and at home. And to finally get over the hump felt good. But I think when you look at our guys, we played in a number of close games. Felt like we were battle tested. I think that it was a testament to our guys even after the game. It wasn't a whole lot of celebration. Again, we have bigger task at hand, and that's finishing well and trying to be stack as many wins as we can and try to build our resume. But that was definitely a big one. That team was playing well. Ranked in the top 25. I mean, it's Kentucky. Kentucky's been the cream of the crop for the SEC for a long time, and we finally got a chance to chip away at them. So it felt good. But again, we were locked in yesterday, guys. Watched the film from the game, started to prepare for Mississippi State, and right now in a couple hours we'll practice and really lock in on them, and hopefully we have a great closing to our season tomorrow night at home.
You've won 7 of your last 8. Do you believe your team deserves to be in the tournament?
Man, we definitely deserve to play in the tournament. I think, it's about finishing strong. We've had some missteps early in the season, but I think that's what early in the season is about, trying to figure out, we played a lot of players, played a lot of young guys. We had a team last year that, that featured Scottie Pippen, who probably had the most usage, one of the highest usage in the country. And then, from that, coming back to this team, trying to figure out some identities of who need to kind of, different roles and different things like that. It took us a little while to adjust, but through that we had some quality wins. We played, beat Pittsburgh, beat Temple. Before we got into our schedule, we had a really close game with NC State on a neutral court. So I think we've shown that we're capable of beating anybody. So now that we're playing our best basketball, we lost 1 game in February, and that was probably to a game that a lot of people felt that we shouldn't on the road at LSU. But again, it's just tough to win in the SEC on the road. And then we're starting off March, with the big win at Kentucky. And hopefully that can be our resume going into the tournament. We had 1 loss in February and March going into the tournament, so hopefully that's enough for us. But either way, we can only control what we can control, and that's going out and try to win games and hopefully continue to build the resume that's needed.
I've been to a Vanderbilt game a year for the last few years, and living in Nashville, I have noticed even at the games, the crowd's louder, the crowd's more involved, even from before the game. And Vanderbilt, not always known as a school that would have people just, like tenacious, like fans that just don't stop. But this year, it has gotten to a point.
We heard about the Memorial Magic, man. We're starting to finally see it and come to fruition for us again. It's just part of the byproduct of winning, man. A lot of excitement. These kids, this 4-year class here that's enjoying this season. I mean, they've gone through a tough year. I mean, these kids came in. COVID was a big part of their story. And now to have some of these great storylines of beating Tennessee at home and beating Kentucky in their year, they're enjoying it, and they've been coming in there raising a lot of hell in Memorial Gym. So it's a lot of fun, and then it's just kind of the growth of our city, growth of Nashville, man. So many people moving here. We're trying to tap into a lot of transients. Let them know that we're playing a great brand of basketball. If you're looking for a team, come on. We're excited to have you as fans. So I mean, we're doing a lot of things to try to continue to generate excitement, but at the same time, nurture our relationships with our fans that have been, long-standing fans for a long time.
You ever think about changing that court? Because it is weird. Well,
Never.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, Coach. It's hard. It's weird.
That's our advantage, man. No. It's it got a little, took a little to get used to when I first got here, but I like it. I mean, it kind of sits up, with the theater seat, man. It has its own mystique, and it provides a nice home court advantage for us. So I think it's a great part of college basketball.
Coach Jerry Stackhouse on with us, head coach of the Vanderbilt Commodores. When you look at coaching and how you do it, what former coach do you feel like you've taken a lot of lessons from by watching how they did it?
Well, I mean, I had a number of coaches, man. I probably had more coaches than anybody in the history of basketball as far as the players. But I think probably more so than anything, still Coach Smith. What I learned from him at UNC, just his identity and how he approached the game and sharing and being selfless, having it always been about the team. And I think those are things that I've learned from the coaches I played for, whether it was Rick Carlisle, Avery Johnson is a guy that stood out. I think Dwayne Casey is a guy that I worked for when I was working with the Raptors. Just learn. I mean, Scott Skiles. I mean, I played for a number of different coaches that I've taken a little bit from and kind of find a way to incorporate it into my own philosophy and identity. But no, it's a lot of mentors, a lot of people that the things that we do and the success that we've had has come from things that I've learned from them and tried to devise a good plan myself.
All right, final 3 questions for Coach Jerry Stackhouse. Number 1, when you look at the NBA now, and I'm sure you don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of NBA because you're completely involved, but who's a player that you see as like a pretty good comp to you and how you played and how you were built back in the day?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I do watch a lot of NBA games. I mean, I'd say Brandon Ingram's still one of my kids that I coached from my hometown. So I catch a lot of Pelicans games whenever I can. I think just kind of his heart. I mean, he's a much better overall ball handler than I did, but I think downhill and being able to post and some of the things I tried to work with him on, he embodies a lot of the things that I did on the court. But man, it's a different game, man. A lot of people play in that mid-range area. A lot of with wings posting up. I did a lot of posting up as well. And then you remember those games were just kind of grounded out games in those 90s and 2000s, and now they're averaging 120 points a game. I mean, we were lucky to get 85 at that time, but just a different era, man. But I definitely enjoy still watching the talent. I mean, I know there's always an argument about the old school and what's going on now, but I still think it's great basketball and just different eras.
All right, 2 questions left. Right now, at your age, we're about the same age here, could you take every player on your team one-on-one?
Yeah, and half court. As long as around the basket, 5, you just spots to 5, man. I still like my chance.
Could you take them off the dribble right now?
Oh yeah. But again, I'm smart. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna back them down.
All right.
And I'm gonna use this old man's strength on them. You know what I'm saying? I've earned this. I've earned this 48 years of strength. I'm gonna take advantage of what I have.
Last question for Coach Jerry Stackhouse. This being a national radio show, a show that's on TV, a show that's podcasted to millions of people. Maybe there are a few folks listening right now that are making that decision on who's getting into the tournament. What would you like to say to those folks, if you could? What about Vanderbilt?
No, just that's the facts, man. Just looking at our strength of schedule, what we've been able to do there. I think it's right now we probably rank like 17th in the country. Strength of schedule, third toughest schedule in our conference. We played 18 quad, won 2 games, and 8-10 in those games, and obviously our net, that's not the one that to look at for us, but I think the other metrics are show us in favor. So give us an opportunity. Our kids are playing; they deserve it. I think just our guys, the ones that's been here 4 years and seen what we've done. We took over a program from 0-18, and now we're right here on the bubble of being a tournament team. We'd love to get there, and hopefully these kids get a chance to showcase that and experience that.
The definition of building a program. I've seen it with my own eyeballs at close range. Coach Stackhouse, appreciate your time and good luck.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.